Radio, ESPN News. It is my honor and privilege to have my two guests right in front of me. I usually say on the line, but it's right in front of me. I got the welterweight champion. I got a welterweight championship contender, Amir Khan, Terence Crawford sitting right in front of me. Guys, big-time fight Saturday night, pay-per-view, top-ranked boxing, what have you. Talk to me about what your expectations for this fight.
I'm looking for it to be a great fight. I'm looking for Amir Khan to come out and give his best, fight real hard. Looking for it to be a packed house. Mm-hmm. And at the end of everything, I'm looking to be victorious.
Amir, I know that you're hoping for a lot for this fight because when we look at the welterweight division, you look at some of the elite fighters. The Keith Thurman's a champion. He's a WBO champion. That's the belt that you're fighting for Saturday night. Obviously, Errol Spence Jr. is in the division, et cetera, et cetera. Sean Porter, we can't ignore him. Yeah. Guys like that. What are you – I know you're hoping to win this fight, but talk to me about what your expectations are coming into this fight and what you think you need to do in order to win it.
Well, first of all, when you mention about the other champions – I couldn't get those fights, and that's the reason those fights don't happen. Tried to get the fights with the likes of Thurman for a long time, the other title holders, but it just never happened. I was looking at a fight in the UK, which was against Kell Brook, and then I got a call from Bob to say that would you take the fight with Terence Crawford, and I was like, why not, man? Because Terence is a world champion, he's established. He's up there as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, and I want to be in that mix. And I really believe that this time I'm not going up a weight or going up 2 weights to fight someone. I'm going to be in the same division I've always been at, which is 147, where I feel comfortable at making, and I'm unbeaten in this division. So I really feel that this is a great division for me, and it's a great opportunity for me to take this fight and hopefully once again become a world champion again. So.
How do you feel about the fact that no one is expecting you to win this?
Yeah, look, I've this is the first time something like this has happened to me. A little bit happened to me when I fought against Canelo, but not as much. But I really think that this is a fight where stylistically it's a better fight for me, and also it's on the same weight as well. We had the same weight, whereas when I was fighting Canelo, a lot of people had me probably winning that fight, gonna win that fight, or had me up as maybe one of the favourites to win that fight as well. But in this fight, I have been looked as an underdog. It only drives me. It only makes me work harder and want to prove myself even more, to be honest with you, Stephen.
Terence Crawford, Amir Khan, right in front of Stephen A., right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN News. Terence, you're 34-0. You got 25 KOs. Tell me what you think it is about yourself that people don't know by now. To be undefeated, to be considered one of the top 2, if not the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet right now. Sometimes talking to you, sometimes listening to you, you get the impression that you believe people have not seen the best of you. They haven't seen all you can bring to the table. Talk to me about what you think people may not know about you as a fighter thus far.
I just feel like I'm a complete fighter. It takes a certain fighter to bring out the best in great fighters, and Amir Khan might be that fighter that bring the best out of me. A lot of people haven't seen the best of Terence Crawford yet till today. I always said that when they ask me, "Oh, is this your best performance?" I always find things in the fight that I was doing wrong, or that I didn't like, or that I could have capitalized on that I just didn't do. Mm-hmm. Maybe because I didn't have to do it, maybe because I was content with how the fight was going, or I was too comfortable, so I didn't take the risk or the chances, earlier in the fight to do what I needed to do to be more dominant.
It's interesting that you say that because, Amir, listen to this story. He fights Jose Benavidez Jr. on October 13th. Right. After that fight, obviously I come on the air and I'm like, I've seen Terence Crawford look better than he looked that particular night. So who do I run into when I'm coming out of our L.A. studios? I run into this man because I'm thinking You should have finished them earlier. I thought that you were a little bit lax, but ultimately you finished the job. And that's what I love about you, because see, I don't like people like, I'm one of those guys. I ain't hard to find. So the fact that he was willing to come up to me and say what he said made me go back and look at the tape and say, yeah, he did have a point there. I did miss a couple of things there. But I asked this question to you, Terence, before I go to Amir about this. When a fight like this is happening, Amir Khan is a damn good fighter. We all know that, even though he's lost 4 fights on his resume. The reality is people look at you and they say, why him? Why is he the guy fighting you Saturday night as opposed to others? What's your response to that?
Well, if you look at all the welterweights in the division, when me and Amir Khan came together to get a fight together, everybody was booked. Everybody had a match going. You know, you had Errol Spence fight, Keith Thurman fight, Sean Porter fight, Danny Garcia fighting on the same date. So they really wanted to match me with Collazo, and I told them I'm not fighting Collazo. There's no reason for me to fight Collazo. No disrespect, but that doesn't do anything for my career. You know, you got Amir Khan. He beat Collazo years ago. You know, this is a bigger fight than Terence Crawford Collazo. So I just felt like it was the next big thing in boxing with me and Amir Khan.
Amir Khan, let me go back to you in this regard, because I'm looking at your record right now. You're 33-4. You've got 20 knockouts in your career. You've lost 4 times. You've been knocked out 3 times. Let me ask you this, though, because losses happen in boxing, with the exception of a very few. I have to ask you this. You lost as a lightweight. You lost twice as a super lightweight. You lost as a middleweight. And I'm looking at you from the standpoint that it's hard to figure, because you've been hurt at lighter weight divisions. You've been obviously hurt as a middleweight because you had no business in the ring against a bigger guy in Canelo Alvarez. So answer this question for us. When we look at you going up against Terence Crawford, why should we expect to see anything different when you're going up against such an elite fighter like him, but you've lost at those different weight classes?
It's because he is an elite fighter. And the guys I've lost against at that time, I didn't really take them as seriously as I'm taking this fight. And sometimes I blame myself for a lot of the losses, because I go into fights thinking all I have to do is turn up there and win the fight. And, you know, so when you're winning fights and I've been one of the lucky fighters in boxing who has had a lot of press media backing. And you kind of, in a way, you do kind of get used to that, and you kind of believe into that hype. And when you have an upset, you have a loss, it hits you twice as harder. But I mean, I blame myself for everything. I've gone into fights, for example, against Danny Garcia. I was beating him quite comfortably, and then I just obviously get caught with a shot, trying to knock him out, not even sticking to the game plan, not even thinking about the fight, just trying to just throw haymakers, which is not my style. But against a fight like this one against Terence, I know I have to stick to my game plan. I can't make these silly mistakes, because he is going to capitalize on that.
Do you think you're the superior boxer?
I think so. I think so, yeah. And I think because that love has come back into boxing for me. The last couple of years, it wasn't there, and I was still fighting, keeping myself busy. But with this fight, that love's come back here, back in my body against Terence, because I want to be back on top again.
You're talking about a love that came back, which means at one point in time it disappeared. I'm looking at a guy like you, and every conversation that I've had with you from the day that I've met you, you speak more about your hunger than you do about your skills, about how badly you want this. Does anybody that lost hunger, even if they've gotten it back, has a chance against you, somebody that's never lost that hunger?
Not at all. I just feel like that's trying to psych itself up. You know, he's already thinking about retirement. You know, in my mind, that's...
You're talking about not necessarily just about Amir, but any guy that lost the hunger. You're saying that about anybody.
It's hard to get it back. It's very hard to get it back. You know, once your mind start going elsewhere and your heart start going elsewhere, it's hard to get it back. You know, it's like, you know, a girl that cheat on you. You know, you might forgive her, but you never gonna forget it. It's gonna always stay there and hurting you. You know, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's quite there yet. You know, what's the difference between the hunger in this fight and your last fight? Yeah, it's a bigger opportunity, so you want it more, but the hunger and the love for the sport, I don't know.
How is he going to be different for you than Benavidez was? Because when I looked at Benavidez, he did a relatively decent job trying to box you, etc. This guy is known for his boxing ability. What are you anticipating he's going to bring to you in this particular fight? Do you think he's going to be there for you, or is he going to use his boxing skills and his length to sort of keep his distance from you and make you come for him?
He's gonna box, and at times he's gonna press the action. That's Amir Khan. That's how he fights. You can't change what you've been doing your whole life, not in one camp. It's a different fight because Benavidez is much taller than him, much longer than him, and he sits on the back foot the whole fight to try to counter you. See, a lot of people think, when they see Benavidez coming forward with his hands down, he want to engage in a fight. No, he's trying to make you throw so he can counter you, which he was successful a couple of times, but after we, made our adjustments, we capitalized on, what he was trying to do. But at the same time, I feel like it's going to be more opportunities with Amir Khan because he's going to throw more shots. He's going to let his hands go a little more.
Amir, what have you seen in fights against Terence Crawford has had in his career that you anticipate you'll be able to exploit?
Look, he's an all-round good fighter. He's a very good boxer. His defense is very good. I just feel that speed will be a big problem, and movement, and the lateral movement, side-to-side movements, and some pressure. I think those are the things that would definitely cause him problems. I won't know till Saturday, till we step in that ring together. I know I've said in the previous interviews that maybe size as well. I do feel that I am going to be the bigger one going into this fight because I probably would have spent more time at welterweight and gone up to as high as 155 pounds against Canelo. But I just feel that the strength will be a little bit on my side as well. But look, I'm not even thinking about all that. I know I've got those on my side, but what I'm thinking of is knowing the boxing skills I have and making sure I sharpen up all my boxing skills.
Do you feel like if you lose this fight, your career will be over?
Yeah. Look, if 100%, because at the end of the day, I want to fight the best and I want to beat the best. And if I can't beat the best, then where do I go from there? And that's why I wanted to fight the best. I don't want to fight anyone else.
What about you? Do you think about losing at all? You are undefeated in your career. Does losing ever cross your mind and serve as a fear factor to keep you up and ready to go? What's your thinking going into a fight like this?
I don't think about losing in nothing I do. Nothing. That's just my mental. I hate losing with a passion. I don't think about it.
Damn it, when have you lost? When's the last time you've lost? Because there's an undefeated record here. Did you lose to a brother, a sister, somebody? When have you lost at anything, Terence? When the last time that happened?
Well, I just lost in ping pong.
I got you. Knockout, are you predicting it?
I don't predict knockouts.
Okay.
You know me. I just predict a good fight and me winning at the end of the day. If it comes, it comes. If it don't, long as I get that W, that's all that matters at the end.
Are you predicting a knockout?
I never go into a fight thinking or predicting a knockout because that's where mistakes are made and happen when you're looking for something. I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm going to stick to my game plan and stick to my boxing and be very smart in there.
Good luck to both of y'all. Appreciate the class as well. As always, Terence Crawford, Amir Khan,
Thank you.
WBO welterweight champion of the world, sitting right next to me. Amir Khan challenging him Saturday night, Madison Square Garden. By the way, before I go, because I got to get this stuff out the way, fellas. If you missed any of today's show, go check it out on demand in the Stephen A. Smith podcast. Brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. Earn 4% cash back on dining and entertainment, 2% at grocery stores, and 1% on all other purchases. Hey, what's in your wallet? Back with more of the Stephen A. Smith Show in a minute. Don't touch that dial.